Hey guys, welcome to today's video. I hope that you're having a fantastic day. If this is your first time here, hi, I'm Ashley. And if it's not your first time here, well then welcome back. Today's video has been inspired by, I don't know why there's so many hand motions in this video, but the concept of today's video came from a Jessica Braun video that I saw and absolutely loved. The concept is 10 things I no longer buy. So basically, I'm going to share with you 10 beauty products that I used to buy that I don't buy now. Before we get into it, if you would make sure that you are subscribed to my channel, it makes me happy, and if it makes you happy, well, it can't be that bad. All right, the first thing I no longer buy is something I actually mentioned in my most recent anti-haul wishlist video. It is blush palettes, specifically powder blush palettes. I love blush, so for years I would buy every NARS blush palette that would come out. If BH Cosmetics would come out with a blush palette, I would pick that up. If I was in a drugstore and saw a blush palette, I would grab it. I was all about blush palettes for years, but now I skip them because I don't use a lot of powder blushes. I haven't eliminated them completely, and I still will pick them up if I see a really nice color that I like or a new formula comes out and I want to try it. I'll pick up a powder blush, but it just doesn't make sense anymore for me to pick up a powder blush palette when I know I'm not going to get enough use out of it. Now, if they start coming out with cream blush palettes, I'm going to be in a lot of trouble. Do they make cream blush palettes? If you know of a really good cream blush palette that I should pick up, let me know in the comments below, because that is a product I would love to buy. The next product I no longer buy, black eyeliner. I don't ever use the color black, and I used to pick up black eyeliners. I have, a couple still in my collection, I think from Makeup Forever and Urban Decay. I have some black liquid liners. But I never reach for a black. I feel like it closes my eye off too much. I'm very fair. I just feel like black is too harsh for me. I never ever use black liner, and I don't know why for so many years I continued to buy them, even though every time I would put a black liner in my waterline or use black liner for a wing, I would be like, wow, I don't love this. But I kept trying to make it work. But it just doesn't work. So I no longer even buy them. I actually even hesitate to buy really dark brown eyeliners. I definitely am someone that goes more for definitely a lighter waterline. And nowadays when I do a wing, I go in with an eyeshadow. I just feel like it's softer and more flattering on me. Next up, matte foundations. I don't know why I ever bought matte foundations, to be honest. The finish, I don't find it to be flattering. And I think that when I was in my early 20s, I could get away with a matte foundation. I would just matte my whole face out and then pop on some highlighter to kind of bring some glow back. But now that I have reached the tender age of 30, I have dry skin naturally, and along with that comes a little bit of texture. And for me, a matte foundation I have yet to find a matte foundation that looks flattering on my skin. They just don't look flattering on me, and I have stopped trying it. Honestly, it's not from lack of trying. I can remember I used to love the Chanel, what was it? The Latent Velvet. I used to wear that, and I don't know why I would wear it. And when I was a rep for Chanel, I would wear it. And I can remember that one of the women I worked with would always be like, why do you wear the matte foundation when you have dry skin? She couldn't figure it out. I don't know why I loved it, but yeah, no more matte foundations for me. There's a storm from I don't know where, somewhere scary, because it's a very scary storm and it is rolling through here. So if you hear some thunder, that's what's going on. Number 4 is another foundation no-no for me. I no longer buy full coverage foundations. It's crazy to me to think about the fact that most of the women I know that are my age do not like full coverage foundations. I find that most of the people I know that use full coverage foundation are in their teens and early 20s. And I was the same way. I would buy these full coverage foundations, but I had amazing skin. I had none of these texture issues that I have now. No fine lines. I had great skin my whole life. and I covered it up with full coverage foundation. I could kick myself in hindsight, but I no longer get full coverage, even though, I mean, now that I have, texture and things that I would like to cover up more, I find that it's actually kind of the opposite, that full coverage doesn't look the best on that. And I really love to be able to see my skin. I like to see some skin peeking through. I like to see, my freckles there a little bit. I even kind of like my little baby fine lines. Like, I don't know, it just gives character, and I really kind of love my skin, and I wish I would have loved it this much when I was in my early 20s, because it was even better then. Like, I wish I would have been embracing my natural skin back then, but I didn't, and so I embrace it today, and full coverage foundations are just, they don't work for me. I quickly want to point out that if you buy any of these things that I'm saying I don't, I am not right. I think all of these are personal preferences, so please do not think that I am trying to roast anyone that has different preferences or buys other things than I do, because I never would. It is your money. As long as you're not using my money, I don't care what you buy. I no longer buy, and this one might sound shocking at first, but I no longer buy mascara. This is the only mascara that I currently own. It is the only mascara. Like, I guess when I run out, I will buy another one, but I don't buy mascara anymore because I have lash extensions. I have had lash extensions for at least 7 years now, so I don't buy mascara really. And I used to try out different mascaras for my bottom lashes because I do like to wear mascara on my bottom lash, but now I found one that I really like. It's the Lancome Definicils. It's water-based, so it's safe if it comes in contact with my lash extensions. It's not gonna, have a lot of wear and tear on them, as I blink and a little bit transfers. And it doesn't really smudge very much. I say very much because sometimes it does smudge a touch, but I think that that's to be expected when you're using a water-based mascara. Listen, I tried for years and never found a water-based one that didn't smudge a tiny bit if I started to sweat. So this one holds up very well. If I sweat, it might smudge a little bit, but it never looks like raccoonish. So yeah, there's just no point in continuing to try mascaras for me. So I don't buy them. I have a few tubes of this, and God knows how long they'll last me, just because I literally only use a little bit here and a little bit here every day. So I no longer buy mascaras. The next product I no longer buy, will not buy, you cannot make me, liquid lipsticks. This is another one of those products that I don't know why I insisted on buying so many and trying to make it work when they just don't work for me. They're too drying. They inevitably crack at some point. They require so much attention to detail to put on. Like, you have to be so dedicated to putting on a liquid lipstick. I mean, you have to really take your time and really sit down. Like, it's a whole process for me. I do not like that. I like makeup that is intuitive, user-friendly, that I don't have to take an online class to learn how to apply. Liquid lipstick is not for me. I tried for years and years. I would buy different liquid lipsticks. There is not a formula that exists that I am happy with. There is not a formula of liquid lipstick that feels comfortable. I promise you, if it's been thrown out there as being a comfortable liquid lipstick, I have tried it. And the big thing is, liquid lipsticks are not comfortable. There are some liquid lipsticks that are more comfortable than other liquid lipsticks, but I don't find any of them to be comfortable. So I have stopped trying. I will not buy another liquid lipstick. You cannot make me do it. It just doesn't work for me. Next up is actually a skincare product, but that's beauty. I no longer buy physical exfoliators. I used to love like the little face sugar scrubs because I have dry skin. So, it would really help me exfoliate and my skin would feel so soft. And then I think at some point I just realized, wait a minute, this is really rough on my skin. Like, this is making my skin really red afterwards. This is irritating my skin. There has to be a better way. I discovered chemical exfoliators and I have not gone back to physical exfoliators since. Thank goodness I finally saw the light. That is one thing that I suggest to every person who has dry skin. If you really, need a lot of exfoliation, I would highly recommend looking into chemical exfoliants like AHAs, BHAs, even PHAs, which are really good for very sensitive skin, because those physical exfoliators, they can just really tear up your skin and really irritate you. And I know, because I've been there, it makes your skin feel so soft afterwards, and you really feel like, oh, my skin is so soft and smooth, and you know, I got rid of all that dead skin. But at what cost? At what cost? So no more physical exfoliators for this girl. Next up, this is a very specific one, but I no longer buy white setting powders. I used to love me a good old white setting powder under the eye. I loved that look. I do not know why, but that was my thing. I would say from like 22 to 25. I literally just stopped using my RCMA no color under eye setting powder like maybe 18 months ago. I think around the time I got pregnant, I just started noticing that it didn't do a lot for me. It kind of grayed me out under the eyes, and I was like, yeah, this doesn't look as good as I used to think it did. I can't find a single white setting powder that really is no color. I think they all kind of give me a gray cast under the eye. The most recent one I tried was the By Terry powder, and it looked fine, but there's just something about it that makes me feel gray, and I don't think anyone wants to feel gray. You guys, this storm that is outside is really intimidating. I'm kind of getting freaked out. The next thing I no longer buy are loose glitters, which is, listen, I used to love me a glitter. I had so many. I actually still have a lot of them, of the Makeup Forever loose glitters. They're so beautiful, and I used to just love to pop them on my lid, and then I would immediately regret it because I would have glitter down my face and on my clothes and all over my hands for weeks. It's just too much of a mess, not to mention I would always find that at least a tiny bit of glitter would like get into my eye, and then I'd have to deal with that because glitter and contacts do not mix. If an eyeshadow palette has like a couple glitters in it, like similar to the Tati palette, I may still get it. That's not like a complete done deal for me. Like, oh, I'm not going to get that eyeshadow palette because it has a pressed glitter. But, you know, I don't seek out actual glitters. If it's in the palette, okay, I like the rest of the palette, I might get it. But I'm not going to go buy a glitter, you know, just because I want to recreate Melissa Gorga's reunion look on The Real Housewives of New Jersey, which is a literal thing I once did because that was the most beautiful makeup look. It was beautiful. It was so beautiful. So beautiful. The last product I no longer buy, I don't know if this technically is a beauty product, but I just thought about it the other day and felt the need to share it with you, is shaving cream. I used to try tons of shaving creams. I have very dry skin, and it's hard for me to get a close shave. I definitely have to have some product. I used to try every shaving cream there was, shaving lotions. They never got me a really nice close shave. They never made me feel, you know, really moisturized. So I would use conditioners. And then I finally discovered shave oils from the originator of this idea, actually, Jessica Braun. She uses a shave oil. She recommended it. I bought it, and I was like, wow, why have I not heard of a shave oil before? It gets me a really nice close shave. My skin feels very hydrated afterwards. It doesn't feel dry or itchy. I don't have razor burn. I love, love, love shave oil. So no more trying shaving cream for me. Thank goodness, because I never found one I really liked. All right, guys, that is it. Those are the 10 beauty products I no longer buy. Let me know in the comments below, what beauty products have you broken up with? This storm is freaking scary, you guys. Like, it is, oh my God, it's like 4:30 p.m. in the afternoon, and the sky is like black. Like, it is really creepy. It's just really creepy. I hope to see you in my next video. Until then, you can always chat with me in the comments below or over on Instagram. Thank you for spending a little bit of time with me. You take care of yourself. I'm going to try to take care of myself. Bye.